Well, thank you for coming. We're going to get right into things here tonight. I got a lot of explaining to do, okay? And you'll understand what I'm talking about here in a second, okay? All right, start out. Cortland Dell had a fantastic game. He was, PSAC Eastern Division Player of the Week. This is his first game back. He played a little bit a week before, but this was his first start where he played the entire game, and coming back from that knee injury he had in the spring. And I'm going to tell you what, he made a difference on Saturday, and we'll talk about some of the things that he did. So really proud of him. And I'm going to also tell you, this young man has worked his tail off to get back on this field. Most people would not be back by now. I will tell you with the knee injury he had. But this young man, all through preseason camp and through the season, during the practice, our 2.5-hour practices, he constantly, and some of you guys that go to our practice know this, for 2 hours, that young man was out there working agility drills, everything in the world to get back on that field. So I give him a ton of credit for doing that, because a lot of people wouldn't. But he understands this is his senior year. He understands that once the great game of football is over, it's over. You don't get any more chances at this game. So he understood that aspect of it, and he really worked hard to get back. And I'm going to tell you on Saturday, I'm glad he was back. That's for sure. We won 27-11, and talking about it the last few weeks about getting off the bus, and I thought we did on Saturday. I thought our guys were excited. You know, even in the tunnel before the game, in there, I could just feel the passion, the excitement about the game. And they played that way for 60 minutes. And then what was kind of cool at halftime, I brought them out too early, all right, because I didn't want to waste any more time in the locker room, because I wanted to get back out on the field. And I forgot it was homecoming, and all that stuff was going on the field. Well, we're standing there in the tunnel for at least 4 minutes, all right? And I'm going to tell you, it was probably the coolest deal, because those guys started chanting and they started making noise and doing different things, and it was just a great deal. And I'm sitting there, I'm starting to get impatient, and then I listened to them, I was like, oh, this is kind of cool, so they just stay here. So as soon as the band moved their cart, we all ran out in the field, so it was a good experience. That's one of those little things that I'll remember. But anyhow, the game started the way we needed. We forced 3 and out, and our offense scored. You know, that's exactly what our game plan was, believe it or not. Good. The defense forced 4 turnovers, 3 interceptions, and 1 fumble. The biggest play of the game was Court Dell's interception in the end zone. That turned the tide right there. That turned the tide. So that was you. MVP, Zapaticki. All right, again, John, stand up, please, John. John Schaefer does this. Zapaticki was the offensive MVP, and Court Dell was the defensive MVP, which I think was perfect, right? There was offensively, Zap was the one that really stood out, and defensively it was Court Dell. So it was a great deal here, and there's Zap, there's Dell, there's John, and there's me, and along with all these others. See, anybody trying to get their picture in the paper right now, see? Billy Dean had 2 field goals and punted well. He really did, and I think all three phases of the game worked for us on Saturday. I thought the offense did enough and made some big plays. I thought the defense stopped them in the red zone, really helped us. And then special teams, field position helped us most of the game too. And Billy Dean with 2 field goals. So it was a great homecoming win for our football family and for everybody else. Okay, I got to explain this. Okay? And I will tell you, I got a phone call Saturday night from Dancing with the Stars. Hey, listen. And for your sake, I turned them down because I said we got 4 more games to play. I can't do it. All right?
We sat here last week, we were 4-2, and our goal was to get to 5-2. And we're obviously thrilled that we did enough as an offense to help our team get to that goal. And the best way to describe, in my mind, the best way to describe Saturday was it was a team win. And, Coach Mack talked about all different phases, stepping up and pitching in on that. I thought the field position was huge because we've had games where we're starting with our backs at the end zone and all that stuff. But we're getting the ball so much in their side of the field that, you know, it made things a lot easier for us to connect on some plays and stuff like that. And, you know, the guys, we laid out the game plan to them on Monday and Tuesday and told them, hey, this is what we're going to do in order to get the win. And we're going to do what's necessary. And even when we started back in March, you know, when all this, you know, we started with spring ball, the first meeting that we had, we talked about, hey guys, we're not going to be a stat-driven offense, so we're not going to, you know, try to hang our hats on, you know, throwing up numbers and all that stuff. We're going to do whatever it takes to win the game for the better of Shippensburg University football, not for the Shippensburg offense. So for us to come out and really execute that game plan, the best word to describe it is mature. And we are a young group that is maturing, and you get to see how those guys just responded. And you're going to see some plays where the receivers are blocking their tails off. You saw a couple of those already. But I think a big credit to them knowing and coming into the game, understanding what we were trying to do to help the team and work for the team there, and they still continue to fight no matter what. They did whatever we asked them to do.
So Cheney is standing in our way of our goals. And if you take this lightly, all right, and we're in a strange land on Saturday, and things are going bad because you're not focused, okay, it's going to be a struggle. So, we got a 4-game season. Listen, every game right now, every game we're playing is important. We got to take care of our business, all right, and don't worry about what's going on outside, to tell you the truth. And that's kind of what the way we're approaching it, not talking about anything but Cheney right now. So, but I will tell you, listen, I'm proud of these guys for how they have fought this year and battled back. And to tell you the truth, we're a very young team, and so future's bright, and you know, let's go get Cheney this weekend. Thank you, guys.